Hi, everybody. Welcome to This One's Dedicated To. My name is Chris Barton.
And my name's Jennifer Ziegler, and we both write books for young people. And we love speaking with other creators of books for young people, particularly about the dedications.
That's what This One's Dedicated To is all about. This week, we were joined by author Betsy Bird to discuss the dedication she wrote for her new middle grade novel, Long Road to the Circus. Hello, Betsy.
Hi, Betsy.
Hello. How are you doing?
Doing great. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. So to kick us off, would you mind reading aloud the dedication in your book?
Of course. All right, here's a dedication. For Mom and Aunt Judy, our rags may flap us to death, but we will not starve. Thank you for your stories.
I would love to know the story behind that dedication. And
what may possibly could make you think there was a story behind that? It's a common phrase that we use every day, right? All right, well, I'll explain a little bit about it. So the book in question, Long Road to the Circus, is based on family stories. My family always had this story that, your grandmother's no good uncle. Well, he would skip out on his farm chores and he would walk over to this elderly ex-circus performer's house, and he would try to figure out how to train the horses to act like circus horses. This is like one of those family stories that no one really believes, but it just gets told generation after generation, like that no good uncle and his crazy circus friend. It seemed weird. And then I find out years later that David Small lives in that elderly ex-circus performer's house. And Madame Morantat, who to this day, holds world records on, high jumping on a horse while riding side saddle, or having a surrey pulled by a horse and an ostrich at the same time. So, I wrote this book and David illustrated it. Seemed a little too perfect. I mean, my ancestor went over there to his house all the time, so why not? And I wrote it as a picture book, but when I showed it to David read it and he was like, well, it's good, but I see it as a novel. I was like, David, I've never written a novel. He's like, yeah, I have faith in you. I'm like, David, you don't know me. What are you talking about? But David Small, doggone it, he had faith in me. And so I wrote it as a novel, but turns out novels are longer than picture books. And I had to put more stuff in there. And I'm a lazy human. So I thought, well, how can I just fill it with stuff? I was like, well, that's easy. I'll just steal every old family story I know. I just grab them left, right, and center, just pack them in. So the book is just packed with family stories, all this stuff that works perfectly naturally in the book. But that if any relative of mine reads it, is going to be like, well, wait a second. I even stole my husband's old family stories, old Uncle Odie and the toe. Like, oh, yeah, so Uncle Odie and the toe, that's in there. And so I finished the book. I showed it to my aunt and I showed it to my mom and to get their approval. And they had some notes and I changed the notes and things like that. And, the book was done. It was turned in. It's all good. I'm having dinner with them. And just offhandedly, I think it was my aunt who was like, "Oh yeah, our grandfather, your great grandfather had that phrase, our rags may flap us to death, but we will not starve." It was a Depression era phrase, and I hear this, and I'm like, "Well, that's a fantastic line. Why are you only telling this to me now? The book is all turned in. I can't suddenly be like, wait, I got a line about rags. I got to put it in there." It was done. It was finished, but the dedication was not done. And so I was like, ho, I have a place to put that dedication. And so I have the perfect phrase for it. And so boom, that is where it went. Not out of spite necessarily, more like I can't not use that sentence somewhere. If you send someone an entire manuscript and they give you notes on it, you owe them something. So it made sense to dedicate this one to family. But of course, I'm trying to write another novel right now, and I have no idea who to dedicate that one to. There is a character who's an amalgamation of like 3 different people I've known. One of them, my best friend from my youth, and I'm like, do I dedicate it to them? Maybe, I don't know.
Or all 3?
No, two of them have no idea who I am anymore.
As a librarian and as someone who reviews books and just as a reader, how often do you notice the dedications in the books you read?
I do read them. Oftentimes they're very loving and boring to me because I don't know the people involved. So, I don't pay much attention. But once in a while, they really catch your attention. For example, there was this year, there's a new book called Cardboardia, The Other Side of the Box. It's a graphic novel, and it's co-written by Richard Fairgay and Lucy Campagnolo. Lucy's dedication comes first, and she's like, to my mom, thanks for all your support and things like that. Then comes Richard's dedication, which is something like, Richard would like to dedicate this book to both of Lucy's parents. It was the best of all time. I was like, wow, I have never read a dedication burn, but now I have, and it's fantastic. And of course, there was that one that came out. The dedication was to my mom. I would have made a terrible doctor, Mom. People would have died. People always talk about gender reveal parties. They never talk about book dedication reveal parties. Like, should I get some fireworks? Should I have a cake? And if you cut into it, the book dedication's on the inside? I don't know. I feel like there should be some way of announcing it aside from just, hey, I put your name in the front of the book. You're welcome.